Madness global viewing public. Tim Schenck here, coming to you live from the Episcopal Parish of St. John the Evangelist in Hingham, Massachusetts. I'm here with Scott Gunn, who is also coming to you live, but from the global headquarters of Forward Movement in Cincinnati, Ohio. Hello, Scott.
Hello, Tim. It's been a very busy week at Lent Madness. We've had some surprising victories, some shocking losses, and this week we're already off to a dramatic start with Esther versus Lazarus. It's all very exciting here in the Lent Dome.
It is absolutely exciting, and I think we're just going to get right into viewer mail. We've been receiving a flurry of questions. We posted that, and if you would like to share, ask a question of the two of us, you are more than welcome to on social media. That is your best bet.
Wait a second. Could you just tell me on social media, what social media is this like MySpace and Snapchat? Where would someone find the SEC online?
Well, you could Google Friendster, or you could go to Facebook and look up Lent Madness on Facebook. Or hey, wait a minute, Scott. What kind of mug is that? That does not look like Francis Perkins on that mug.
Oh, it's just my old Willoughby's coffee mug from my days in New Haven. Why do you ask?
Because you really should be drinking out of a...
Oh, sorry.
But anyway, could you get with the product placement, please? Oh, excellent. Drinking out of the Julian of Norwich vat. Fantastic. All right, we're going to get right to our viewer mail. We have a question here. It's how does the SEC choose the matchups? It comes to us from Flo in Albuquerque.
Excellent. Well, Flo has a good question. And do you want to answer that, Tim?
Yes, we get this question a lot. How does the SEC choose the matchups? And a lot of people try to read into this and try to gain insights into the SEC. It's really a pretty futile exercise. It's kind of like when people would try to read into Beatles songs. So there's all sorts of theories and conspiracies and things like that. Why we put a particular saint in a particular bracket against a particular person. And it really is, it's part Ouija board and part whim.
Capricious whim.
Yes, to be precise. Yes.
No, exactly. And most of the time, people sometimes think we have a diabolical, which sometimes we do, but sometimes they think we've engineered it so that a certain person wins or advances or something like that. And people should know that the SEC is as surprised as anyone else by the outcomes of Lent Madness quite often.
Right. Also, we're just not that smart.
Also true.
Yeah.
We do have another question. This one comes from...
I hope that answered Flo's question.
I would assume so. So she can tell all her friends out there in Albuquerque.
Right.
So we have a question from Joe at 101 Independence Avenue Southeast, Washington, D.C., 20540. What is... I'm just going to... Hold on a second. That's the Library of Congress. Oh. Joe at the Library of Congress wants to know, has anyone at the SEC written a book recently?
Oh, how would you answer that?
Well, first of all, I'd tell Joe that probably he already knows because he works at the Library of Congress. But in fact, it's funny that Joe should ask us this because I've just written with my co-author, the brilliant priest Melody Wilson-Shobe, a book called Walk in Love. It's an introduction to the Episcopal Church. I know that not everyone who plays Lent Madness is an Episcopalian, but if you're curious about us crazy Episcopalians, good way to do it. And who knows, maybe next month I'll write a book about the Presbyterian or the Methodist Church. But that's a recent SEC book.
That's great. Now, can you hold it sideways so we can see just how thick that thing is? Because that's a lot of words in there.
Yeah, it's pretty thick. It's if you buy this thing, you're getting 340 pages of solid gold.
That's amazing. Are there pictures?
Just the beautiful picture on the cover.
Okay, that is very nice. Are those trees in that church?
Yes, the sextons didn't maintain the altar area, and trees grew up around the altar. So that's something for them to think about. And you can get that book on Amazon. the usual ebook stores or from Forward Movement directly. And what about you, Tim? Have you written any recent books?
Is 2015 recent? That's kind of recent. Although this is something that we have in common because there are also trees on the cover of this book.
Yeah, you're covering up part of the title. Yeah, Father Tim's Church Survival Guide.
Yeah. So if you want to know about the Episcopal Church and my unique take on that, great. And again, maybe we should co-author something on the Methodist Church.
Yeah, maybe so. And by the way, if you're going to buy one of Tim's books, I personally, of course, working at Forward Movement, would prefer that you bought this book of Father Tim, which is timely in that it's Dust Bunnies in the Basket, Finding God in Lent and Easter. So Lent, very timely, and it's published by Forward Movement, also 2011.
Yeah.
But of course, I'd rather that you bought my book. But you could buy them together, and they make a lovely doorstop. There's just enough weight in the two of them to have a doorstop.
Yeah, mine looks a little scrawny compared to yours, however.
Yeah, but yours has pictures, so that's a bonus.
That's true. That's a reason to buy it. So we are about halfway through the first round of Lent Madness. Lots of saintly action to come. It's been great so far, and we're ready to go for more.
It's exciting. So remember, keep inviting your friends to vote. Vote once only. Enjoy the madness. And Tim,
wait. Before we go, where would you vote?
Oh, rats! We almost forgot to mention it. Well, you could go to your local polling place or the county office and just say that you're there to vote for Lent Madness, and just keep insisting that they allow you to cast your ballot. That might take a while, though. So the alternative, easier option will be to just go ahead and visit the Lent Madness website at www.lentmadness.org, where you can cast your one vote.
Excellent. Well, on that note, Flo, Joe, and Scott, happy Lent.
Happy Lent.